Hey, what's going on? I want you to sit back. I want you to pay very close attention to the things I'm about to tell you in this video because it's very important. First of all, let's talk about something. The lottery mind state. You want to ask yourself, James, Mack, what are you talking about? What is the lottery mind state? I'm gonna let you know what the lottery mind state is, and I'm gonna give you some ways to try to break this generational curse, because that's exactly what it is, a generational curse. You know, they're using our money to build wealth and security for, you know, their children's tomorrows, okay? Now, the lottery mind state. Have you ever been around somebody that is complacent in life, that, you know, work jobs that's killing them, that they don't want to do anymore, that's poor, that watch TV all day, but the one thing that they hope for, the one thing they're consistent in saying is that when they win the lottery, or, you know, when I win that lottery, y'all ain't gonna be saying nothing, or you won't have anything to say when I win the lottery, things of that nature. People that quick to jump on get rich quick schemes, multi-level marketing, things that's easy, you know, to get into, and they think that's gonna reap this wonderful reward in life. You know, get rich quick scheme, people that want something for nothing, you know, and I myself have fallen into the get rich quick schemes, and I'm also been a victim of the lottery mind state, because I've had the thought for some time that, you know, sooner or later I'll get my big break, or sooner or later, you know, someone to come in and give me this large amount of money, you know, to help my business and things like that. And you may have suffered that, you know, as well. You may have run into people that says, you know, one day I'm gonna make it. One day I'm gonna do this. And that may be true. You know, that absolutely may be true. You know, I believe in God. I believe in miracles, most definitely. But today we're here to talk about the lottery mind state, because what that is doing is that's keeping our culture and our community and our families back from succeeding, because we're not following the proper steps. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because we have to be even more cautious and careful with the lottery mind state, because we have our kids that, with social media, and especially the young women, you know, falling into the trap of the lottery mind state. I talk to some of the young ladies now today, and they tell me, you know, when I ask them, well, what are some of your goals for the future? And they tell me things like, you know, I'm going to go ahead and work on OnlyFans and make $5 million. I'm gonna go ahead and be an influencer. I'm gonna be a social media person and make all this money. You know, these are lottery mind states. You know, something that you can do one time and get paid all this money for, but what you're actually doing is you're paying more money for nothing. You see, let's get into some things, you know, that makes a lot of sense. First of all, the lottery is not by chance and it's not by luck. It's a machine. In 2017, a guy named Eddie Tipton was arrested for putting a root bug inside of the CNG computers that run the numbers for the lottery. So when you think that the balls are just systematically by chance and luck just falling out, no, each ball is picked systematically. So you have to understand something. When you go in and you write down your numbers, those numbers are uploaded into a database. These computers, just like Bitcoin, can sort through millions of numbers in 1 second. They can go through a million numbers in 1 second and decide which one is not, you know, should they not pick. So I want you to understand another thing. Do you think it's a coincidence that around Thanksgiving or around Christmas time every year, the lottery has constantly grown bigger and bigger and bigger? Why do you think that is? You know, I want you to take a second and really think about that. Take another second and think about, we're facing a recession. We're facing, you know, they say we're coming up on a recession. They say we're coming up on all these hard times, but yet the lottery now all of a sudden is bigger and biggest and the biggest it's ever been. Why? because they want their money up front. They're getting their money up front. Guess what? If you do, almost 300 or 400 million people times $4 or $5, $6 or $7. So, it's more than 100 million people in the United States. It's almost 300 some million people. So 300 million people times $1 is $600 million. So if they say, that they're giving away $1 billion, guess how much money they've already made, especially when you have taken out of your savings, out of your money, you've taken, $20 and said, I'm gonna play the lottery. And you've done this consistently, week here, week there, for over 5 or 6 years, but you never won because let's face it, you have a higher chance of being struck by lightning twice inside your home before you win the lottery, right? But they will have you believe that you really do have a chance, right? But it's all an illusion, right? It's free money. I want you to ask yourself, like, why can't the average citizen start a lottery company then? Why can't we have a lottery? Why is it forbidden, right? Why does the government agencies and the states run the lottery, right? And states with higher debt always seem to hit the Illinois, the New Yorks, the Californias, things like that, Florida. So I just want you to think about some of these things, but let's get back to the lottery mindset within itself, right? Because I have some gems to drop on you. And like I said, Eddie Tipton, he was convicted for rigging the lottery machines in 2017, and he received 25 years for that, but he was helping people that he know win the lottery, and then they would cut and break him off. You know what I mean? So I don't ever want you to think that lottery is just a random draw. It's not. It's a computerized thing, and they know. And also, so here's a fact that you need to really understand. The most lottery tickets are sold in the lowest income areas. The poorest areas buy the most tickets. So when you go into the richer areas and the place where they can buy thousands of tickets, they don't have the grocery stores, and they don't have the convenience stores and the gas stations that sell these tickets, because they're not worried about that. They base their lottery on their education. They'll gamble on being a lawyer, a surgeon, a doctor, a pharmacist. This is their gamble. Real estate. Our gamble is going to get a lottery ticket or going to the casino, right? Or flying out to Vegas, losing money, or betting on the fight, or whatever the case may be. See, this lottery mind state that I'm speaking of is different and deeper than you may think, because it's a generational curse. What do you mean by that? The generational curse, right, is that we are teaching our children, right, in the lower income communities and things like that, that the biggest hope, God is really gonna, answer our prayers by letting us win the lottery. Has it happened before? Yes. Can it happen? It could. What's the chance of it happening? Very slim. When you can actually take that money, which let me just speak on something. You have offices, groups that are put together, $3,000 or $4,000 into a pool and put that into the lottery. Now let's really take a deep look at that, right? So they pool together and get together $4,000, right? And they take that money and give it to the lottery, right? In hopes to winning. Now, have lottery pools won before? Yes. How many times? Not many. How many thousands of dollars have people gave the lottery? We don't even know. They say it's upwards of over 4 billion, right? Upwards of over 4 billion of just offices giving the lottery money. These are hopes. A lot of those jobs are dead-end jobs. A lot of those people, that's the biggest hope. So they'll take $100, $200 of their hard-earned money and give it to the pool and hope that they win the lottery so they can split the money and quit the job that's killing them, the job that they are so tired of. You understand what I'm saying? Luck. You see? So what does luck have to do with work? what does luck have to do with God's grace and what the plan that he has for you? Because ultimately, if they took that same $3,000 and $4,000 that they pulled together and they invested it in a mutual fund or maybe a certain stock, then they could actually see some type of return. Maybe at one time they could have invested in Ethereum or Bitcoin. It won't be overnight, but that's another way of earning money, you see, or invested in a startup or a small business that they know where they could really see some return, but they would rather throw it away with the chance of becoming a millionaire overnight. See, a lot of people suffer from that, especially poor people. You know, I was in the line and I see a man in a wheelchair and he spent $100 on lottery tickets, right? He spent $100 on lottery tickets. And I thought to myself, I said, man, I wonder how many times he's done this, right? Try to hit the lottery, right? And ultimately, in retrospect, trying to become rich overnight is just making him poorer and poorer and poorer. Because let's think about, if he's in a wheelchair and it didn't look like he was having that much money, let's just think about what that $100 could have done for him over this month, right? And now he's poorer trying to become richer with no guarantee. Let me jump back, and I just want that to soak in. But let me jump back on the psychological traits of a lottery mind state and how it's, you know, becoming more and more and more prevalent in our society, especially with our kids, right? Because now social media, right, and different stereotypical processes have our people and our kids thinking that, and especially our women thinking that you can get with a man and become a millionaire. Or like 50 Cent said, you can have a baby by a millionaire and you'll become a millionaire, right? Or now we see women, you know, going out trying to find guys with money so that they can get money, right? This is a lottery mind state, right? Or they can get likes and get, you know, become a internet sensation on YouTube, on, you know, Instagram, and that'll make them a millionaire, right? So they're chasing this delusional cloud, thinking that it's a overnight success, but ultimately what that's doing is taking away the real process of education, of real estate investing, of investing in investments, right? Because let's face it, a lottery mind state is a mind state where you don't want to wait. You know, you don't want to wait to do it the right way and to learn how to do it the proper way. You just want it to come overnight, right? You have people that pray to God in desperate, dire situations that would take $50 that they need to pay their light bill and buy $50 worth of lottery tickets, hoping to God that they hit the lottery so they can come out their situation, right? Instead of taking that same $50 and potentially buying, you know, a case of T-shirts and finding a way to, you know, start a company, or, you know, just selling the T-shirts, buying a case of all white T-shirts and selling the all white T-shirts to the neighborhood one by one for $5, right? To me, that's a better situation than giving the $50 to the lottery and tomorrow it's, you know, it's gone. It's not there anymore, right? So to really bring it back in a nutshell, we have to break the generational curse of the lottery mind state. You know, anybody that comes by, you know, even drug dealers, they work hard, but it's still a lottery mind state, right? Because you want to do the less work for the most reward, which, you know, ultimately that's what everybody want to do. Don't get me wrong. We have to think about what we're doing. And that's one thing that millionaires, when we interview them, that's what they say. They take time to think out strategies. They take time to read books, you know. They take time to invest in themselves, right? I suffered from a lottery mind state for many years until I finally realized that I am the lottery. Until I finally realized that I am rich, right? And if God and the higher beings want me to be of some service or want me to have money, then as I'm working and grinding, and like someone said, the more I work, the luckier I get, the energy and the universe will come together in my favor and I will have riches, right? But the more I help others, the more I get blessed. See, another thing with people with the lottery mind state is they're very selfish, right? So they think about themselves, even though they'll tell you, if I win the lottery, well, why are you not doing those same actions or intentions before you win the lottery? I stand in line with people while they're filling out their lottery tickets, and everybody, you know, if I win a lottery, man, if I win a lottery, oh, if I win a lottery. Well, what about if you don't win the lottery? Then what? Will you still have that same energy? Will you still participate and help the poor? I watched a man walk out of the gas station with his lottery ticket that he spent $20 on and step over a homeless person who had nothing. Is that really what God wants? Is that really what we should be doing as humans to other humans? He could have took that same $20 and helped that man eat. Do you think the energy of the universe would have rewarded him more than to give his hard work and $20 for a chance to win 1.9 billion or something like that? That's not even in his favor. That's not even in his favor. It's a reason why Fort Myers, Florida had someone win the lottery, because the proceeds and the taxes go to the state and to the city, right? These are things we have to think about, okay? The lottery is for our kids when we pass down properties, when we have life insurance for our children. That's the lottery, because now they're winning, right? But instead of that, we'll take that money and go to the casino, or we'll roll the dice on OnlyFans, you know, or we'll roll the dice on the Instagram and promote our pictures and promote ourselves to try to blow up, to try to hit the lottery. You know, in my journeys of the lottery mind state, I always thought that someone would come in and just bless me with enough money to really do what I need to do, or bless me, just come in one day and say, here's $1 million, get your business, do your business. It never happened yet. But that didn't stop me from keep moving on. Like we was talking about in another video that you should take a look at. We never had enough money to really do business at the highest level, but we still did business because that was the purpose, is to do business. So I want you to keep that. I threw the lottery mind state out a long time ago, right? I spent $2 to buy a lottery ticket because I'm like, hey, why not? But I would not spend no more than that because I don't have a lottery mind state. I'm going to make millions. If you believe that you're gonna make millions, you're gonna make millions. But it is a method and it's a proven way to get to those millions. And part of that is on these YouTube platforms and in these books, where not only do you read it, not only do you soak in the information, but you utilize the information in a timely fashion to get a prepared result. A lot of people started to ask me, how can I get into the jewelry business? You know, they may have been suffering a lottery mind state and they think getting into the jewelry business will just get them rich overnight. I thought the same thing at one point. And I see the rich jewelers and I'm like, man, I need to get into the jewelry game because maybe that'll get me rich. Yes, the jewelry game can get you rich, but it's not overnight. It's not a lottery ticket. It's hard work, right? And a lot of us, we have no idea where to start. And this is just one facet of wealth building that you can explore. You have real estate, stocks, bonds, CDs, you know, all these different, you know, techniques to really actually make your own lottery, right? So, you know, I want people to prosper with me. You know, I want people to take a journey with me. You know, let's grow together. Let me help show you how to create your own lottery, right? And come out of the generational curse of the lottery mind state, right? Because it doesn't happen overnight. You know, before I close this video out, I want you to go to prosperwithjamesmack.com. If you're thinking about going into business, if you're already in business, if you want to go in business, if you want to know about the jewelry business, if you want to start your own jewelry business, jewelry is one of these things that can make you a millionaire. It absolutely can. Look at Kendra Scott, David Urim, right? But you have to take it step by step. And you can take that same $200 that you'll buy $200 worth of lottery tickets. Well, guess what? You can buy this course and learn how to sell jewelry, which actually can make you $1 million or more. Now, I'm not here just trying to sell my course or anything like that. I'm here to exploit and explore the poverty mind state that a lot of our people suffer from, right? A lot of humans in general, right? Suffer from, because every dollar counts, especially coming up in the future, and you were to invest that $20 into, let's just say, Ethereum, let's just say, you know, stocks on your Cash App account, just put it on Apple, just put it on, you know, Eli Lilly or something like that, and let it sit. Well, guess what? In 10 years, you may have a significant amount of money from $20 that you can then go ahead and reinvest or something like that, or 10 years. But it's the tortoise that wins the race. Slow and steady, right? I want you to keep that in mind. It's the tortoise that wins the race. You know, I often see people, you know, get God's blessings and what God is doing confused with luck. You know, God is not in the business of luck. God absolutely does create miracles. God absolutely does come through at a time when you need him. That's not the lottery. The lottery is a machine. It's a systematic machine. And the Lord controls that too. You know, God controls that too. But what you must understand is that when you put one step forward, God puts 2 steps with that. Now you got 3 steps onto your goals. Because some of the easiest stuff, especially dealing with money, some of the easiest stuff that you can do yields the worst results. You see the rappers getting killed, they made easy money. You see the different CEOs being killed, they made the easy money sometimes in cases, right? You see the drug dealers getting killed or going to jail, you know, that's the easy money. No, it's this hard money right here, you know. It's hard money that is more fruitful, you know, it's more of a seed. You see what I'm saying? Because you can win the lottery today, and if you don't know what to do with it, you'll be broke in a couple years. Maybe some people not even made it to a couple years and was broke and had hundreds of millions of dollars, but did not know how to invest it, did not know what to do with it, and just blew the money, blew the bags, right? But I don't want you to do that. We have to break the generational curses that plague our community, plague our cities, right? This is starting all the way back from when America was created. There's no easy fix to it. I never seen a poor person that was on the street, that was homeless or evicted or none of that, that won the lottery. I mean, it's other stories when people was down bad that won it, but I haven't seen no miracle stories where someone just won the lottery out the blue. You know, I guess it is a miracle if you win the lottery, but how many times does that happen, right? Because nobody really won a lottery for a long time for it to get to almost 2 billion. So what is that telling you? right? Nobody even won it at 1.6 billion, and now it's getting ready to go to 2 billion, but it's systematic. It always, think about it, do your homework. It always goes up around Thanksgiving. That's because they know you're most vulnerable around that time. The seasons change around that time. The moon is in a different position. The stars are in a different position around that time, around this time, right? They know your body is different. It's changing to adapt to your environment. So now your thinking is different, right? Your hope is up. Your willingness to try is more effective than it is in the summertime when you're, dehydrated and out of your mind. You see, ultimately, we're just getting the machine rich, right? Because we did the math before and we've seen how much it takes, how much, $1 can make them. How much can $1 make you? See, the real lottery is trying to figure out, what can I do? What can I make? What can I sell for $1 that 100 million people would buy or donate to or give you, right? What's so valuable that me as a person can do, give, or say that would gross 100 million people to give $1? That's the real lottery. I want you to think about that, right? I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. But I want you to stop going to these gas stations and these liquor stores and these grocery stores, letting your kids see you give your last money or buying all these lottery tickets, and you start to promise them things and get their hopes up high on things that will never come true because it's over 1 million in one chance that you're gonna win anyway. So now they start to develop that lottery mind state. It starts from us as kids, right? Because the people that's working hard and getting their education, they don't show them, they don't take their kids to the store and buy lottery tickets and put them in front of them and say, if I win the lottery, what do you want? What can we buy, right? Because that starts that cycle, right? Of that generational curse of if I can, what if? We don't want to live with the ifs. We don't want to live with the ifs. Let's get our education. Let's be entrepreneurs. Let's invest in entrepreneurs. Let's pull our money together and make business. I'm here. Drop a comment, drop a like. You can contact me, contact information in the description. Share the video. It may inspire somebody to get out of that lottery mind state, get out of that one day mind state. The one day is here today. Do something different today that can change your life. Get some education, read a book, exercise, get your body together, get your mind right.